Did you know? A single drop of water contains over 102 different minerals, each having their own role to play. Potassium promotes a stronger immune system. Magnesium helps with muscle and nerve function, and copper assists in preventing cardiovascular disease. The other 99 minerals also have an indispensable as well as an exclusive role in the human body. The one question that often dominates our minds is whether minerals in our water are actually healthy. Undoubtedly, the benefits of having them in our water significantly outweigh the drawbacks. I mean, why not? However, the question we should be asking is not whether they should be there or not, but how much is too much. And generally, when talking about mineral content, it is strongly correlated with the type of water, the majority being hard water. But what exactly is hard water? Well, it is water that is high in dissolved minerals, primarily calcium and magnesium. And contrary to hard water is soft water with basically low concentrations of calcium and magnesium, which is ideal. But what exactly happens when there is too much of a mineral in the water we drink? According to scientists, high salt concentrations have numerous effects, ranging from abdominal cramping, raising blood pressure, as well as excess production of hydrochloric acid in the body, just to name a few. All of this owes to either the minerals interacting with substances in the body and disrupting the absorption ability, or causing a change in the bowel movements when in excess. But having discussed its short-term effects, let's discuss some of hard water's long-term effects. Practically, it actually gives us the necessary intake of calcium and magnesium, preventing deficiency disease. Moreover, in accordance with cardiovascular disease, it is reported to have a dose-dependent protective effect by myriad studies, which means different concentrations differ the effect. And moving on to the environment, let's start with aquatic wildlife. You see, the ions in hard water appear to have an effect on toxic metals in the water. Hence, we can deduce that the greater the hardness of the water, the lower the water's metal toxicity, thus safer for aquatic life. Alongside this, it also stabilizes the pH of water bodies. Nonetheless, hard water, when used in pharmaceutical industries, when tainted by humans, can create certain unwanted products. Wanting to see the different influences that could affect minerals in the water, we conducted a few tests. Knowing that there could be many different factors altering the results, such as production date, we collected samples that were all produced from the same month. First, we decided to test by comparing the company's approximated stated TDS with our own results to see for ourselves whether the reading remains as it is. This is a TDS meter, and we're going to be submerging this end into the water. Using the scale, we can determine the ppm as identical as they may look to find out how they vary in mineral content. This is tap water, while the other two are drinking water. Tap water often tends to be about 300 ppm. This company claimed that their water was around 100 to 135 ppm, while this company approximated their water's TDS meter reading to being about 120. We repeated each thrice for reliability and calculated an average. The tap water came to be around 239. This water came to be 101. And this water came to about 93. And last but not least, to see whether salts really affect the ppm, we decided to test it for ourselves. It's evident that this one had more salt in comparison to the rest. That's why the ppm increased it drastically. Significantly visible that the salt did affect their TDS readings by approximately 200 ppm. Though precisely, how exactly does a TDS meter work in order to provide us with such readings? To begin with, TDS stands for total dissolved solids, meaning the TDS value represents the total dissolved salt. The TDS value also refers to the conductivity of water, and considering that dissolved minerals and salt increase the conductivity, this allows the meter to estimate the TDS value according to that reading. Furthermore, the reading on the meter represents parts per million, referring to how many solid particles are present per 1 million water particles. However, it is critical to keep in mind that the TDS meter does not in fact measure or detect the presence of bacteria or any contaminants, and neither will they affect the final read. Consequently, it means that the TDS meter doesn't necessarily determine the purity or the quality of water, only the amount of mineral contents present. In a nutshell, considering all the consequences, it goes to show as beneficial as minerals are, they also have their drawbacks. Nevertheless, it doesn't mean that since high concentrations could have many benefits that we begin to overconsume them. It doesn't seem viable, as we also have to keep a note of the fact that these minerals are also present in the food that we consume. We cannot suppose that water is our sole source of these minerals either. Overall, it is important to know where to draw the line in the hardness of the water we consume, as it irrefutably has a tremendous effect on our body, be it the short term or the long term. After all, perhaps too much of something is as bad as too little.